was the big shift for you? Like, because at some point you decided, let me take this seriously, and took it into your own hands, no?
Yeah, it was me getting fired, and me just, my homegirl was on the couch one day, and she was like, girl, you should go outside and fight yourself in the street. And I was like, girl, what you mean? And my cousin was like, well, everybody's getting, viral and famous off this app called Instagram. Get on there. And then from there, that's when I was on Baller Alert. Hollywood, like fighting myself in the street. Then they put the Pokemon in me. Then I'm like fighting the Pokemon. Like that was 2017. I'm like, what?
Wow, that long ago?
So from there, I got my first brand ambassador, with the hair company. But I was still short off my rent. I was still trying to figure out like, what do I do? So doing that and had to go to work at Film Marriott. So. And after that, I got fired from that job. So I just kept getting fired everywhere. I was just like,
because you wasn't focused.
This is not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to work for nobody.
Yeah.
I just knew that what my mom said and what I feel in my spirit is gonna happen.
Thanks for watching, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Boost Mobile. Pretty V is my guest, everybody. Hi, Mama.
Hello.
I'm so happy you came.
Yes, I took mad buses again.
You did?
Mega bus, the Greyhound, Spirit.
I'm so happy to meet you finally in person.
I'm so honored. I told you off camera that I love you so much.
Thank you.
Just what you've done for the culture is just timeless. It doesn't go unnoticed. You just made it. You made the door open for all of us just to walk in, and from radio, everything else happens. TV comes, brand deals come, but you really set yourself up that you are still the talk of the town.
Aww.
It's like,
so
what are
sweet.
you talking about? So yeah, I'm honored.
That's so sweet. Thank you,
Yeah.
baby. And I'm a fan of your work. I think you're so funny and talented. But then also when I had Coyle Ray on the pod,
Yes.
and she was telling me about your mom and how your mom has been so great to her and inspire her, and that you also have been like somebody that, you send her things and support her. And I was like,
Devotionals.
Now I really, really want to get to know her better. And then somebody else too, Tierra Wack. Did you have some connection?
Yes.
But you don't know her, right? You met her today.
I don't know her like that, but like I used to send her devotions in the morning. Like
you did?
I'm such a spiritual bunny, so I'm like, girl, whatever you got going on, read this devotion.
I never got a devotion. I feel sad. I feel out the loop.
Look, now we got the number now.
Now you got my cell number.
Yes, now I'm going to be just dropping gems every day.
What does that mean to be on Pretty V's devotion list? What do you get? And what moves you to share what?
I mean, for me, I believe in God. So one thing about it, if I have something that I'm reading every morning and I have something that's gonna push me to share it, why not? And I do that every morning. Like Charlamagne, Boosie. I'm like, Boosie, you done cut up on Shade Room today, baby. You need some scriptures in your life. Boosie, Charlamagne, Katt Williams. Like, I'm just sending it out to all my peoples. B. Simone, Desi's, Funny Marco, DC Young Fly. The list goes on. So
I want to learn about all of that today from you.
Yes.
But first of all, congratulations to you, because what I love about you is I feel like you built you.
Yeah.
God built you, of course.
For sure.
But you really have taken you're funny. Did you always know you wanted to do this? Where did this even come from, and how did you create this business and this career that you have?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry, but radio was my passion. I went to school all 4 years for communications, and then I had my own radio show called Lounge 22, where we played the sexy and smooth R&B from the 80s, 90s today.
Hey.
So we did all of that on my campus, and then after that, life began. I got out of college. I had no connection to a radio station. I was working in programming, interning right after college. Thought I was going to be that girl leaving school. End up being depressed. End up having nervousness. End up in my head like, oh my God, what I'm going to do? My mom's a pastor, so she's like, God said you're going to be in the arts. So I'm like, God, when you going to show me? What arts?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do comedy. God's just telling me to move and have faith and do it. And I did that, and I'll try to figure it all out. And I worked at Fairfield Marriott. I worked at Dollar Trees. I worked at all the trees.
Not the Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree.
All over the place. And then after that, I kept hearing music in this building, and I was where I was working at. And I was like, who's playing this music? And come to find out, it was South Coast Music Group. And then they had Baby Jesus. And then I was his admin. Now he's called The Baby. So I was assisting The Baby at the time, back in 2017.
The Baby.
Yeah.
Had you as an assistant. And you were fresh out of college. Not fresh, but...
Yeah, 2017.
Were you a good assistant?
I got fired.
What did you do that got you fired?
I wasn't focused on that job. Like
You don't give me assistant vibes.
Yeah, like I wasn't focused.
I mean, with the glasses, maybe a little bit, but not really.
You know, but I wasn't focused, and I think they knew that. You know, when I came in, like this girl wants to be a comedian. She wants to be in the entertainment industry herself.
Yeah.
But we're happy that she's here to help us because I graduated already, so I had like little college connections, and the baby Jesus back then was trying to get into the college realm of things, and I was helping him, you know, and still doing little radio plays for, you know, Arnold Taylor, and you know, he was just like, you're gonna have to slide off, you know, this ain't where you.
Have you seen the baby since any of
Yes,
this? Oh, you
all
have.
the time. We talk all the time.
So it didn't end badly.
No.
They were just like, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, he didn't fire me.
Okay.
Arnold did.
Got
it was just like, V, go ahead and focus on that comedy. So,
Yeah.
And then me and Arnold was like this.
Oh,
So,
still?
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
love
we never,
that.
Yeah, we didn't have any bad
Yeah, that's
ending.
good.
It was just like, he pushed me to my greatness. You know, he was the one that says, you gotta go. And from there, that's when the viral moments happened.
And then what was the big shift for you? Like, because at some point you decided, let me take this seriously, and took it into your own hands, no?
Yeah, it was me getting fired, and me just, my homegirl was on the couch one day, she was like, girl, you should go outside and fight yourself in the street. And I was like, girl, what you mean? And my cousin was like, well, everybody's getting, you know, viral and famous off this app called Instagram. Get on there. And then from there, that's when I was on Baller Alert Hollywood, like fighting myself in the street. Then they put the Pokemon in me. Then I'm like fighting the Pokemon. Like that was 2017. I'm like, what?
Wow, that long ago?
So from there, I got my first brand ambassador, you know, with the hair company. But I was still short off my rent, you know. I was still trying to figure out, like, what do I do? So doing that and had to go to work at Philfield Marriott. So, and after that, I got fired from that job. So I just kept getting fired everywhere. I was just like,
Because you wasn't focused.
This is not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to work for nobody. I
Yeah.
just knew that what my mom said and what I feel in my spirit is going to happen.
You ever notice how everything keeps going up? I mean, rent is going up, streaming services are going up, even like your favorite burrito place all of a sudden wants to charge you for salsa. You go to the supermarket, they want to charge you extra for the bag. It's kind of crazy out here. The good thing is with Boost Mobile, you and your phone bill do not have to play that game. You don't have to play the will this go up soon game. Why? Because Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan at a price that will never go up. In fact, it's the same price you'll pay for life. So switch now to unlimited wireless at a price that will never go up. Only at Boost Mobile. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Did you ever do that? Like, because a lot of comedians, they do like that first, I don't know, like stand up and just trying to get on in the comedy clubs. Did you ever go that route?
I did, but I did Wildin' Out first. I auditioned for Wildin' Out. I didn't make it. I done told them I was DC Young Fly cousin. I'm Carlos Miller, auntie. Like, I didn't say everything.
That you didn't make it?
Not the first round. And B. Simone made it, Just Hilarious made it, everybody else made it except me. And, you know, God took me back from New York back to Charlotte, you know, and had me in that kitchen doing skits with my bonnet and robe. And I was doing that, and then after that, I auditioned, and then they called me back 2018 and said, hey, we see you know, you're doing your thing, you know, your numbers are growing, we want to come back and do this audition again. And when I got there, I didn't have to do it. You know, I've been on the season for 8 seasons now.
So you and your phone create enough content to get hired on a hit television show.
Yeah.
Create enough content that you're getting brands and making money off of Instagram. To me, that's super inspiring because it's like, it wasn't nothing but you and your talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like some producer came in or some people came in and spent money on cameras and this
no.
and that. It was you and Instagram.
On Instagram.
It's amazing.
Little bonnet and robe.
You know, bonnet in a row.
In the kitchen.
And you sold bonnets? Did you sell a lot of
I
bonnets?
said a lot of bonnets.
You did?
A lot of bonnets.
I love that for you.
A lot of bonnets, a lot
love
of
that.
robes, and then after that, you know, Wildin' Out called back 2018, and then that's when I've been on the show for 8 seasons. After that, those deals started happening within that year.
We ask everybody on our show, we start with 1 to 10. How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
So you're like a happy person most of the
8,
time.
9. Yeah.
What do you attribute that to?
I think just life. You know, like when you sit back and you be like, you are a really blessed girl. Some days I used to be a 1, you know.
Really?
Some days I'd be a 1 and a 2, you know. But I think now that I know like the formula of everything, and I know like sometimes it just be you. Nobody else is gonna fail you but you. So I got to give myself a 10 a day because I've been doing a job well done. Yeah.
What do you mean nobody could do it but you? What?
Well, for me, it's like we always tend to blame somebody else for our success. And sometimes the only person that's failing you is you. You can't, if I give my whole career to you and I'm over here like, well, you told me whatever. No, you've been helping me. You've been encouraging me. You've been telling me what I need to do. And I don't listen. I don't follow through with it. And I'm not consistent. And I'd rather do this. Then who is failing you?
Yeah.
Just me. I'm the one.
Yeah.
You know, you come out your busy schedule to give me the formula, the encouraging words, the investing, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, no. All that. That's what they say. Jay-Z. Meet Jay-Z or you got $1 million. I'm gonna go meet Jay right quick.
You're gonna leave the $1 million?
For sure. Because I know that I would gain some knowledge from it. I know that he would tell me what to do, how to do it, and I'm gonna be a student in that setting to take those notes. Just like here. Like, if you give me some gems today, I better go back to Atlanta and say, you know what, Angie did this. And if I don't do it, then you're the one who's procrastinating your own dreams.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. The only person that's failing you is you.
Because there's definitely a lot of information.
There's a lot
out
of
there.
information, a lot of technology going on, TikToking, you're back on Snapchat. So why not?
Who gave you the best information or the best advice ever so far? Like, what's been the best?
Katt Williams.
What did he tell you?
Katt Williams told me, he said, stay in the motherfucking way. He said, don't get out that way, you know? And I'm like, what that mean? He was like, stay in the way. Stay in everybody's way. You are so funny, and you're funnier than a lot of people. So you need to stay in that way. And I always look at everybody as they're being funny. You know, I used to always say I'm cute. I never said I was pretty, you know, until I say, well, yeah, I'm pretty when I got to college. But when he told me that, he was like, get in your bag and stay in that bag, you know, and be in the way. Don't come out that way for nobody. Do it. And it stuck with me, you know, so yeah.
When did you become Pretty V? When did you decide I'm Pretty V?
College. I was like, look, what am I? And I'm like, I'm pretty. And I'm like, my name Vina. Just say V.
Pretty V. And I think for girls, for women, we don't always feel pretty, right? And I just wonder, is that something you always felt? And how did you get that? To claim yourself as I'm Pretty V.
Yeah.
Like you telling the world how they should see you.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know that everybody has that type of confidence.
Yeah. I was bullied in school. So I didn't feel, like I told you, I didn't start saying I was pretty until like maybe college. I was like, I'm cute. Like, you know, but pretty just hits different.
But did you always feel pretty? Like as a kid, who told you was pretty?
My mother. I was in Miss Jamaica for the pageants. I was all over the place, you know. So she made me feel like, oh, my child is beautiful. You know, she got freckles, she got this, she got that. She's talented. So my mom had me in tap, jazz, dance, piano, and being in pageants. My father was like, you think you're cute, so, you know, stuff like that. So, but all my life I thought I was, you know, special, but I didn't call myself pretty and beautiful until I got to college. Myself.
Yes.
Pretty and beautiful until I got to college.
And that must have been empowering, right?
Yeah, it was.
Did you believe, because you believe it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
And I believe it now too, even more.
Yeah.
You know, not just, people understand, not just my looks. Like, it's like, I'm pretty, but I could show you pictures. I had acne galore. Like, this was recently. Like, acne. And I was still bagging these dudes with the acne. You want to pop the pimple? One time. I give you my number. Like, that was me. Like, I didn't care. You see the bump showing in the makeup and everything. But I still thought I was pretty because I carried myself well. I wasn't all over the place. I feel like my heart is pretty. Like, but now I'm like, when my skin is clearing up, I'm like, I'm even more pretty, you know? So I've always had this confidence. Like, I've always knew, like, I didn't care what I'm wearing on top of my head. If I had an acne bump, I'm still pulling, I'm still doing this, I'm still feeling myself. And then now, like, you get more, because now you're in front of the TV. Now you gotta, you know, they gotta do so much covering in post.
So no insecurities in that ever?
No, I've never been insecure about like how I look. You know, I think when we get into the Instagram and the social media life, everybody got this, everybody got the fillers, everybody got the lips done, everybody got, so you like, ooh, I want that. Then you go to your doctor, you be like, should I get something in here? Like, zip it. And they like, girl, not right now. Wait, you know?
if you don't get your pretty ass out of here.
I know, like, just get some microneedling, V. So, I mean, yeah, I've never felt like that. Like, maybe with, like, if I want my little booty to be tooted up a little bit more, or like, I got a six-pack, but let me get it more defined like Tiana. Like, you know, like those moments, but never in the face, never with this. I've always felt pretty.
Like my face card is.
Yeah, never declining. Hello.
Heard you, sis.
Yes, like never declining. Mama was like, you too vain, you too vain.
That's what your mom
She's
says?
like, take that down. And I was like, no. It's gonna be something. It's gonna ring something one day.
Does she like it now? Does she get
She
it now?
loves it now.
She
Hears
does?
it all over the place. She's like, pretty be here, pretty be there.
I love that. Let's talk about your mom. That's how I got to know. Well, Coy is the one who told me. I guess your mom has a relationship with Coy too.
Yeah,
well, a lot
yeah.
of people, right?
Yeah,
she has
yeah.
a church.
Yeah.
She's a pastor.
She's a pastor.
She was a pastor when you growing up, or no?
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom took to Coy Leray. She took to her. She, thought that she is so talented and has a story. And I told Coy about her, and I said, bro, you need to be talking to my mom. You need to come to church. You need to be, whatever is going on, you know. Because we can have great days and still talk to counselors. People don't know that. Just because you sad don't mean you always got to go to them. No, if you have a faith-based or whatever counsel you have, and you have a great day, still pick up the phone and say, you know what, Aunt TT, I'm having a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for those words. So those were something that Coy was bringing, and to my mom, and I appreciated her for trusting me to open that door for her. So yeah, my mom's a pastor, and she's been doing it for a while.
Wow. What
Yeah.
is that like, growing up with a mom as a pastor?
Ooh, child, and I'm Jamaican too. So
I know, and you're
so-
feisty too,
yeah,
and
so-
you're like sassy and stuff. Like, is there like?
Y'all. Yes. So my mom and my father, we grew up, talking like this was never in the household.
Really?
Come down here, do this, you're not hearing me? Like, it was
Yeah.
all those different things, but my mom was never that person, though. My mom was very like, come down here and do it, or come down here and do it. It just depends on what day it is.
Right,
my
right,
father was very like, nah, you going to school, you're going to become a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be whatever, you're going to be a real estate agent. Like, it was strict in my upbringing, but I appreciate this. I appreciate what they've done. I appreciate the yelling. I appreciate, the
Are they still together?
no,
Aw.
no. So I appreciate how I was raised. I won't change it because I feel like it protects me in this industry, how I flow.
Yeah.
I'm not too accessible. I know what to take and what not to take. I use my discernment for everything. I'm an energy person, so if I don't like the energy, I'm not going. I always pray for God to give me that gift each day so I could know, who's for me and who's not. And I learned that in my household. So yeah.
What do you pray for most? That is an IRL question.
Peace.
Really?
Peace. I don't know what everybody praying for,
I know.
but for me,
For you or for everyone,
right,
or just for like?
it's gonna be peace.
Yeah.
In this industry, I mean, you've
Yeah.
been doing it for years. By the way, you look good.
Thank you,
Okay?
baby.
Let's
He's so
be very
sweet.
clear. Where the camera
Stop.
at? Let's be very clear. Okay. You look really, really,
Thank
really
you,
good.
baby.
So for me, peace.
Yeah.
And God to keep restoring my youth. I don't care if it's face, I don't care if it's bones, I don't care if it's my body, because I'm a moving spirit, so I have
Yeah.
to move. So those are the two things.
Yeah. How has that affected, like, because when you think of like religion and God, and then you don't always put comedy next to that.
Right.
It's not the first thing that comes to.
Right.
So when you grow up in a house like that, and how does it affect what you do, or does it not, or?
Well, with my mom and my dad, we were never living in the same household.
Got it.
So my father was one of those dudes where it's like, you need something, what's going on? What's going on in school? He was very attentive. He was very making sure that we're good. But my mom was the one that was like in church, but also go chase your career too. I'm not gonna hold you back because I know you're gifted. I know my kids have a calling on their life. So it made sense in my household because my mom never deterred me from what I wanted to do.
How did she know? You said she always like encouraged you to do this. How did she
Yeah.
know? Like, what was it?
I believe the relationship with God, with her, and her spirit, like God told me you're going to be in the arts. And she said that before anybody else did.
Really?
She said that in middle school. She told me that. She was like, and I held on to that through college. Because through college, I was depressed. I was that girl in school. I was hosting everything. I had my own radio show. Everybody knew me. And then when I graduated, I was like, oh shit, I don't got nothing going on. Now I got to fill out an application. And I did so, but I turned my nose into yeses. And I always go by delays, never denial. So we could go through those storms and you be delayed, but you're not denied.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good. So then why were you, like, you seem like you have such a strong faith and a like strong will.
Yeah.
So then what was it that took you down?
I was depending on my mom in her prayers more than my faith, and I was older enough to carry my own faith, and she doesn't need to do the job. You see, we always listen to our pastors and our parents, and we're like, well, my mom got it, and I'm spoiled. Now I'm the last kid, so she's like, I'm like, my mom gonna do it, my mom gonna figure it out, she gonna pray for me, she gonna do this, she gonna do that, not knowing that I gotta go to God with my own issues. And when I knew who he was in the midst of me being depressed, I gave everything to him, and now I felt that peace. And from then, I knew nothing was wrong. I was just over here, thought I was gonna get a job right after school, and that's what I tell these people that goes to these colleges: make sure you have a plan, and make sure you're applying yourself right, because it gets hard, getting out of school, and then life begins, and you're depending on mom and dad to figure it out, and
People are starting to look at you like an adult now.
You're right. So you got to figure it out. So from there, I was in a still place. I didn't know what I wanted to do until my mind changed, and I was like, you know what, I got this now, and it changed when I left and I went to Miami. It changed when I got my job working in radio, and then after that, that's when I got viral, Find Myself in the Street. So all this happened in 2015.
Hey guys, today's show is brought to you by Hard Rock Bet. Hard Rock Bet is a sportsbook app, and it's a really simple sportsbook app if you just want to see what everyone's talking about, or if you don't even really care about the game, but you want to make it a little more interesting. You could just bet a buck or two, very easy. And one Hard Rock Bet player last week turned a $3 bet into over $29,000 in winnings. And if you want to see more wins like that, or you just want to see what I'm talking about, you can follow at Hard Rock Bet on social. Football season is still going, so if you want to try your first bet on Hard Rock Bet, you can get $150 bonus bets if you win. Just place a $5 bet, and if that hits, you get not only your winnings, but you get $150 in extra bonus bets. And since it's Wednesday, if you're already betting on Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app, you know what that means. It's the last day to use your legendary reward drops. Open up the app today, and you could have a bonus bet, or who knows what's in there, all kinds of stuff. And it's always a nice surprise. So new rewards drop tomorrow. Don't miss out. Head over to the Hard Rock Bet app and make your deposit.
But how bad were you? Like when you say you were depressed? Because people are like, oh, I'm depressed today. Was it dark? Like
It wasn't like dark, but it was fake. But like, why am I not sleeping? And it was like going on for a month, to the point where I was like, you know what, I gotta pray. I gotta really do it. I gotta get active. I gotta work out. But it was never a place where I was just in my room like, no, turn the lights off. Don't bother me. Like, no, I was willing and able to combat the enemy.
What is the prayer that gets you out of a depression like that? Because some people don't. I talked with Tiana Taylor about this, because she was like, some people believe it's just hands together, get on your knees, say a prayer.
Yeah.
Tiana was like, I have real ones with God. Like, what?
Yeah.
She like, sometimes she be in her feelings with God. Like, what's happening? Show me. Like, what do I need to?
That's it.
Breathe into me. She said that was one of her prayers that she said. But I think everybody prays different. So I just am wondering for you, like, what is that? How do you pray yourself out of depression?
It's for me, God, give me wisdom. Give me knowledge, give me peace, show me, give me clarity, and I got prayer warriors around me. I go back to my mom, because she's one of them ones.
This episode is brought to you by Walden University. You guys think you're too busy to earn the degree that you have always wanted? You are not too busy. It's never too late. At Walden University, you can get the W. That's what they do. They get the W. And you can win your time back. With Tempo Learning, you are in control. This is very cool. There are no weekly deadlines. There are no rigid schedules. Who has time for that? There's just a flexibility for you to earn your degree on your terms, at your pace, and within your budget. Ready to start? Visit waldenu.edu today. Walden University, set a course for change. Certified to operate by Chev. Okay, and our IRL Bowl is presented by Walden University.
I have some IRL questions that we like to ask our guests. In real life, when are you your happiest? Like, when are you in your bag?
When I'm working. I love to work.
Really?
Like, I love to meet the people. I like to touch the people. I like to be in front of people like yourself. Like, I just love to touch people. I just love to speak life into people. I just love to, like, see me create, on stage with different brands. Like, I just love to, like, see, like, walk into, like, be in my purpose. I love that. Like,
You look like you love it. Like, you look like you're having so much fun. I just saw the Desi, the little
Skit.
the skit you did with Desi.
Oh my gosh, still
I'm like, she's so crazy, and in the best way, because you
Yeah.
seem so free to be crazy. Like
Yeah.
you down for whatever. How did those things happen? You just jump in and
just jump in.
Yeah.
You know, Desi's a clown himself.
Yeah.
So it's like we always hit each other like, you got an idea, I got an idea, let's do it. You know, so it's one of those ones where he has time for my BS. He has time for the craziness, and I got time for his. So.
And then how did those happen? Did do you guys fund them yourself or like?
Girl, that's a phone.
Get around my car! Get around my car! Get around my car! Go! What's the doing?
That's a phone. That's
Yeah,
it.
so
There's
we
no
like-
funding.
there's
No,
no
but
funding.
that one you had police cars. It looked like you had
funny,
an act.
just relationships and homeboys that got a police car.
That's it.
That's all it is. And you come to Atlanta, we gonna have you in a skit, girl.
And then how do you make money off that? You sell like you just do it for promotions or
We
like
just do it because we having fun. Because I think Instagram was paying, and I think they stopped. But there's other platforms like Facebook that pay, Snapchat. So,
Yeah.
you know, we put it on those platforms, and of course, Jesse with the YouTubing and all that good stuff. So yeah.
so it makes money somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see all these like influencers that have like, millions of followers
Yeah.
and you create all this content all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to. You've clearly made a business out of it.
Yeah.
Like people have found a way to have a talent
Just have a talent.
and not wait for anybody to usher you into anything.
Yeah.
And you just kind of take it on your own and create
Well-
something, which is so, I don't know, it's just so dope that you can do that.
A little iPhone.
An iPhone,
You're right. A little iPhone. And everything else comes with
effort,
it.
and an iPhone.
You know, people see you moving and shaking with your peers. They see you moving and shaking with your friends. They're like, oh, like I see that went crazy and viral. How about we just ask her to promote this sugar or deodorant? So it works. It's
So
a
then
lot
you
of
get
benefit.
brands to come in and then
They
sponsor.
start seeing
Yeah.
us being consistent and everything like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it works. Sometimes Instagram ain't paying, but somebody looking at us and they fun to pay.
Yeah, but I'm sure, and I know you have and I know you did TV shows, you did rap
Rap shit.
shit.
Yeah.
But I know you probably have movies.
We shot a Christmas movie, The Carpenter
Good.
Stone. I played lead. It's on Hulu.
Dope.
Rap shit. I played Deronda Hood's story with Remy.
Mm-hmm.
We did that, and there was another movie I did, Hip Hop Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
with Soraya and everyone. So we tapping into that space.
Yeah.
You know, we really are in the red carpet hosting, the TV hosting, and also had my own. I have my own merchandising stores, 600 plus stores, City Trends. You know, they all down in the South. So. You know, we moving and grooving. you
Yeah,
know, and I
mama.
did- so
Talk that.
I'm like, I'm excited about it. You know, my first brand ambassador was Fenty. You know, so they, you know, took me under their wings and we did all that good stuff. And I did their makeup classes and stuff. That was the first brand, big brand. And then it happened.
Is that when Rihanna reached out? When they?
Yep, Rihanna. Yeah,
she was
reached
like, I
out.
want you to be in
Yeah, and then
Fenty.
recently I did a Valentine's Day skit, but I had Case in it. You know, I love me some Case. Anything that's back in that era, I'm gonna dig it up and find them. So I hit Case. I said, Case, I want you to be in my Valentine's Day skit. Like, we're gonna remake Happily Ever After. He was like, I'm down. I'm in the A. So Rihanna hit me. She was like, oh, what's going on here, girl? And I was like, girl, nothing at all. So it was funny for her to reach out, you know.
That's
yeah,
cute.
Yeah. So
I
it's
love-
always love.
I feel like, you know, you said this back, that you were like a combination of Carol Burnett
Oh, yes.
and Jim Carrey. We need people to see you that way too and put you in
Yeah.
them type of movies.
Yeah, and because it's time, and I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm setting up everything to do that because it is time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love Carol Burnett. She's telling a story. Tyler Perry is one of the ones too. You know, and I love Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
He's a physical comedian, but he's the type of comic that goes all in. You
Yeah.
know, he's so daring and so bold. And Carol Burnett's the same way. The facial expression,
Yeah.
all the little.
You're so physical. Sometimes
Yeah.
I see you do these skits and I'm scared for you. I'm like, oh my God, you're
Right.
gonna kill herself on
I
that damn
love it.
table, and
Like
that wobbly ass table.
with the suitcase holding it up. It's like, girl, sit it down. But I love it, you know, and I want people to see I don't want people to always look at me as a pretty face. Like this girl, she could work, you know, because I don't want to be that. I want to work out. I want to eat right. I want to keep my skin right, you know. I don't want to be that. I want to just be someone that's gonna work hard, even if it's a bonnet and a robe on. Like, let's go, you know, because it's needed.
In real life, what is the best and worst decision you've ever made?
My best decision was moving to Atlanta. You know, that was a faith move. So I'm happy because that's when my career blossomed. You know, my worst. my great grandma passed away, and I told her I was coming back to spend time with her. A week later, she passed. I didn't go back. You know, I don't want to cry, but I didn't go back. I ain't go back and look at her one more time. You know, the last phone call we had was she told my mom she was ready to go, and she was ready to get her gown, and she was ready to get herself together. And I would never do that again. My father, mom is still here. And every chance I get, I'm gonna try to see her in Fort Lauderdale and be there and sit where, even if it's boring, even if we gotta watch Benny Hinn all day in the Heat game, you know, like I'm gonna be there because I told my great grandmother I would come back and I never did.
That's a great lesson she taught you, though, because
Yeah.
you probably more conscious now to spend
Yeah.
the time with your family, your parents, and
For sure.
Yeah.
And even the friends too. You know, if you tell somebody you're gonna call them back because you just never know. You know, and even for me, you know, people, they said they're gonna call me back. You know, you never know what I'm calling you about. You know, so I think that's what I learned.
Are you sensitive if people don't?
No, not really, because sometimes I'll be bothered. But
Yeah.
if it's something that I really need to tell them, like, girl, call me back.
This episode is brought to you by Square. Your favorite neighborhood spot runs on Square. There are certain businesses that just make your neighborhood. Like, you know who works there. They know you. They know what you like. They know how to serve you. I remember being a little kid and there was a bodega downstairs and they knew my grandmother well. So she could send me in there to get anything. And they knew that she was going to come pay for it if I didn't have enough money. There's just a community. There's an understanding. There's a caring for people and each other. There's just something that happens, a relationship that forms with small businesses and neighborhoods. That's why they're really important and really important that we support them. To learn more, go support your favorite neighborhood spot and see what Square's been up to in your neck of the woods. And then if you have some extra time, you can check out this link right here, square.com/go. Here's a link. Give it a click.
In real life, what do you like most about yourself?
I would say my faith. I would say my faith. I would
Yeah.
say my faith for sure.
So is it religion or God? Like, because it's a fine line for people, right? Like, there's two different things.
Yeah, I think
It's both for you, right?
Yeah.
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 It's both. Because I believe in Jesus, right? And I know people, you know, have a lot of gods around, you know, and that's whatever floats everybody's boat. But I think for me, I just know when I call his name, I get what I need. You know, when I
Is it instant?
I mean, it's in a space where I'm like, that phone gonna ring, you know, and in
Really?
instant, it's like, oh my God. But there's moments where it's like, yeah, an hour later, I feel it. You know, an hour later, I'm getting that phone call. Like, I just prayed about this. Oh my God.
That
Okay,
fast?
Cool. That fast.
Yeah. Does it ever freak you out? Does it ever not in a bad way, but does it ever surprise you?
Yes. I don't know what opportunity just came, and I was just like, so I have a nonprofit called The Pretty Victory, where I talk to young girls about their mind, their mental health, their self-esteem, their confidence, just building that up and just encouraging them to keep going. So I told God, I said, it's two things. I said, God, I want to start talking to young girls. You know, I want to really and truly dive in their minds and really encourage them to keep going because they may not have a mentor, they may not have a sister, and I want to be that. Child, my whole emails started flooding with people. Like, hey, I see.
What do you mean? Like immediately?
When I say I looked at my email and it was like, the District of Atlanta, this school wants you to come out. This person wants you to come out. This person, they want to do charm school. They want you to do this. And it just started flooding. Like that.
Like same day or no?
Same day going into the midnight.
Wow.
Then I told, and you can ask my makeup artist, I told God, I was like, I just moved to my house. 7-bedroom, I'm in my house like I'm a little princess. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix no light or nothing, but I'm over here like, I got a little house now. I said, God, I gotta get this money to furnish this home. Like, what I'm gonna do? Child, I looked in my email and it said, Pretty V, I see you just bought your home. I would like to furnish your whole house for you.
Who says that?
My whole house is furnished by this one company to this day.
A company did it.
Yeah, a company
Like for
did it.
ads, like promoted, like that type of thing.
I didn't have to. She just blessed me with it. She did my dining. She did my living room. She did my three.
For mention or for just cuz or
Yeah, she said, I seen that you moved and I want to furnish your home. And I asked God, how am I going to furnish all these bedrooms and my downstairs? and he pulled through right away. And I didn't have
I
to
think
pay
I'm
for
not
nothing.
asking for the right things. I gotta get more specific in my prayers.
I'm telling you, I literally.
I be asking God for peace, for clarity.
Yeah, all of that.
I'm a very thankful prayer. Like when I pray,
Yeah.
it's usually led with what I'm grateful. Like
Yeah.
thank yous.
Yeah.
But I don't ask for a lot of specific things.
Yeah.
Maybe I am missing the boat here.
Hello, got the ask, and you gonna receive it? Because I literally was on that thing. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I just moved. Yes, come on, Mom. I wanted to stay in my apartment so bad. My mom said, no, baby, you are deserving of the higher heights. You're gonna get this house. It's gonna go through. And it was, buying a house, how the process is.
Yeah.
It's dragging. It's a lot. So I'm like, okay, Mom, it's making me upset. Like, we didn't get it. Like, and she was like, no, we got it. And we did. I got in. I was like, whoa, this is my responsibility now. Come on, I'm like 27. I'm like, what are we talking about? So I called them people. They hit me up. They emailed me. They said, we see you bought a house, girl. We want to furnish it. So God said, I got you. And even when we don't see it, sometimes, like you said, it gets to the point where, are you even hearing me? Like, are you even there? The people understand the more in this industry, the more people get higher, the more they start losing sight of who did it for them. You can tell. You look at award shows. They don't say God no more when they say, well, I just want to thank.
They say God. A lot of people say, I want to thank God.
Some of them do, Angie, but some of them be like, okay, now. The more some people be growing them in the church home, and as soon as they get that award, they don't even know him no more. It happens. And then, when they on a bended knee, then they say, hey, okay, God, I'm back. It happens. You see it. You see people careers flourish, and then you be like, what happened? What turn did you take? So I think for me, I'm not going to be that because I told him I won't be that. So I think for me, I'm going to always say things. And a lot of people they still do that. But then some don't, and then they expect it to just be that, and then it's like, okay.
Wow.
And she like,
because I'm gonna go through my list of like,
look,
yeah.
people do. Some
Yeah.
people do, and it may be not just nervousness on stage. Some people just forget, or people like pray before they get up there. Who knows? But I know when I get them Oscars, I'm gonna be shouting and saying, "Thank you, Jesus, thank you, God." Because I know what it is. I just don't. People do forget, and I've learned that from people in your era who would call me and tell me people do forget. So you need to stay and say thank you, God. And keep going. I remember Missy told me one day. She said, "Girl, don't lowercase that G. You better put G-O-D." And I like, you're right. You be lowercasing that word. You better put G-O-D. And I'm just that girl, and I'm not gonna waver. I'm that homie. I'm that friend, but I'm also gonna be the one that's gonna call and pray for you too. Because I know.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's that like? Your mom has a church, right?
Yeah.
And you do you're involved in the church as well.
I do the announcements.
You do the announcements? Are they
In the
funny?
morning.
Because they must be funny.
Girl, I got my little jig and jags on the thing. It's so funny. My mom be like, "Girl, don't come up here and do no comedy skits now. This is not the pulpit to do that." So, but nah.
But God gave you the talent,
right.
B.
But in the midst of it, I be turning up. So I said to the DC Young Father today, I said, DC, let me show you my little thing I did on the pulpit. And he was like, not you up there cutting up. So yeah, I did that. So I think I use my gift in every room I go to. My mom be like, here she goes. She about to dance for the tithes and offering. So literally that's what I do. It's fun. My mom's church is called God's Redeemer Temple, and she's so excited. She's so excited about it. She's so warming. I can't wait for you to meet her.
I can't wait too.
Yeah, she's so warming. She's so real. She's so raw. She used to live in New York. She lived in the Bronx. She moved to Miami, came back and forth. But yeah, my mom is a real one. You
guys are close?
We are. Ooh,
yeah.
That's my girl. I don't play by her. Like, everybody already know I do not play by that lady. I don't care what y'all do, but don't play with that one.
I love that.
Yeah. I love her. Yeah.
That's sweet. Okay, let's see. IRL, in real life, what do you hope people learn from you? Like when you do those things when you talk to the girls. I know you say you're doing one tomorrow. What are the important things that you teach them?
One of the things that I teach them is no, it's not you. You got to change your mind. Because I think we tend to be like, well, it's me, and I'm the one that's overthinking. I'm the one that's this. It's like when we keep labeling ourselves like that, we keep putting labels on it, that becomes you. You know that ain't you. It was one girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but she was in there, and she was the oldest one in there, and she came and she like, oh my God, we got pretty people. You talking about what that. Just all of that, right? And she sat down. She's like, you got, because me and B. Simone did. She's like, you got B. Simone here, what up, blah, blah, blah. And then we were talking. The other girl was crying because she loved B. Simone. And, you know, I'm a very observing person. So I waited till B. Simone told her story. And I just kept looking at this one girl. I was like, she is just so hard in the inside. And I could see that, you know, but she was just trying to still be all of that. And her hand was like this on the chair, right? And everybody was just like talking and they were so engaged. And she was still smiling, but her hand was like this, just balled up. And I said to her, but everybody did it, I said, do this, right? And then she was like, and I said, no, you, do this. And when she did this, and B. Simone was like, well, I want to do it too. I want to heal. What I got to do? So I said, no, not you, sis. I want her to do it by herself. I said, do this. And as soon as she put her hand on the table, I said, well, you let it go. And she just busted out crying. I said, let it go. Let the rejection go. Let the abandonment issues go. Let the not trusting people go. You're 18 in here. We in the Bronx.
What did you think you saw in her? Where was it?
She was just hard. She was just still holding on. And I think that was the circle that we were having. It was time to let it go, you know. And the people told me when I left, the officers was like, you know, she never cries. Oh. And that's what made the other girls cry, because they never seen that side.
And you just told her to put her hands on the table?
Hand and let it go. She was balled. My spirit told me to look down, and her hands was like that. Like balled up. And I said, let it go, Mama. Let it go. And then she just began to cry, busting out cry. I kid you not. When I was like, girl, rejection issues, abandonment issues must leave you. And you are too young to deal with that. Go. Let it go. And from there, she gave me the biggest hug. My mom gave her a book. My mom sent me down with like 20 books from Atlanta, signed it, and I wrote a little note in it. I said, sis, read this every day. I'm going to go back tomorrow and see her. And I'm like, girl, you been reading?
Are you going back?
Yeah, I'm going to go back tomorrow and see her tomorrow. And I was just like, you know.
Does that happen often to you?
No, not like, if I'm around somebody and I understand what's going on, I can feel it, I'm like, girl, give me a hug. Or like my team, like I'm always stopping and encouraging them. My homegirl said something yesterday and she said to me, I want God to view me how y'all view me. And I said, he's already answered that. Because when I tell you that you're great, he's speaking through me to tell you, you're great, Mama. Like, you're okay. You're whole. You're valued. You're this, you're that. You don't need to look for any answers nowhere else. He's already been answering you around people. You're okay. You know, so I think for me, if my spirit is just telling me to encourage somebody, I'm going to do it, you know. And I think everybody is in that space. Everybody has that. Like, you good? You okay? And you're able to give a word. You know, I think if someone's in need of something, you know to stop and say, here's this. You know, my spirit told me to check in on you. You be having probably your homegirls on your mind, and you like, you know what, shoot, I got to call TT, Lolo, KK, whoever, to speak to, because my spirit is on them, you know, and I'm that way. Like, I don't want to.
You actually do it, because some of us, you'll think about it, and then you go about your day. You don't actually act on it.
I act on it.
Yeah.
Always. I'm Charlamagne, 10 o'clock at night. I don't care if you with the wifey. Hello, you okay? You know, what you got going on? You straight? Like, I'm that person. And then it's just, every time I had a birthday shout out recently, and everybody said the same thing about me. They're like, V gonna send you some devotions. She gonna read for your behind. And I received that, because I don't want to be nobody else but myself. And I'm funny, I'm crazy, I act wild, but when I'm in my little place, I'm like, give me a second. I'm just reading this, I'm doing this. You gotta pray for those things. Some people don't pray for you. Like, God, I need that gift. I want that gift. I want to be able to hug Angie and tell her that she's doing a great job. I want to be able to tell her that she's doing a phenomenal job, even when she may feel like she's not seen, even when she may feel like, I've been in the industry so much, I ain't get my flowers, I ain't do this, but you have, and you will, and you shall, and it's coming. I don't care how time goes by. You are deserving of all of that, because you are a special being, and you know you are. You know, you're a great mother, a great wife, a great host. You've been doing it for a long time, and I pray that God give you everything your heart desires, because it's happening. You know, so yeah, it is what
I receive all that. I receive all of that.
Seriously, because you deserve it. You deserve it. And I think a friend should do that. You should be able to tell when your friend need a little word.
Word.
You know, you need that. You need that little
word. Who does it for you?
Everybody says that. They're like, V, who does it for you? You know, my core friends, my tribe does it for me. I do have my friends who, she's here today, one of them, that speaks life into me all the time. My hairstylist who's in Austin, she speaks life to me all the time. You know, Lil Duval, Charlemagne, my mother, my sister. So I do have those people, you know, and I appreciate those people. But, you know, sometimes we want those people to be there every step of the way. And everybody got their own life to live. But, you know, I feed myself back.
You know, it's funny because I have talked to other comedians before, and there's always this connotation about people use comedy to heal. You don't seem like you have had a lot of trauma in your life, but like people who have had trauma are the best comedians. Or
I watched my mother get abused. You know, I watched her get through that. I watched my mom, you know, fight for us. You know, everything ain't just all of that.
Yeah.
That's why she's the way she is when it comes to prayer. You know, I've watched
prayer
her,
saved her out of that.
Yeah, I've watched her. She talks about this. It was nothing to hide, but I watched her go through that. You know, I watched us literally her figure it all out, you know, with us, you know. But I had a father who was providing. I had a father that was there, but I also had a side where it was like, why you gotta do that, you know?
Like physically abusive?
Yeah, to my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, mentally, physically, you know, all of
Yeah.
that, you know. And she has a book. She has her own devotional book, so she talks about that in her book, right? And faith. You know, I watched my brother, you know, get into this big car accident, this motorcycle accident, excuse me, and God said he had the doctor said he had 72 hours to live. The doctor in Miami said he had 72 hours to live. My mom said, well, that's 72 hours for me to go fast. Now I have a nephew for my brother. My brother could walk, my brother could talk, my brother works, everything. Nothing, you look at my brother, it's nothing, not a scratch, not an inch.
Wow. Why did they think he was gonna die?
Because that's what they said. It was like they can't, he was bleeding from his head top. They had to put needles and tools in his head. He was eating out of his stomach. He couldn't walk. He didn't know who was who. He didn't talk. It was just like a lot. And then my mom said, okay, well, I have 72 hours to fast. And she told me the Lord told her to get up because he's not unto death. And she got up from that place. And I have a brother now, and he's 38.
Wow. When did this happen?
This was when he was 16. He was one of those big motorcycle dirt bike guys in Miami. You know the King Parades, they be outside. So he was one of those ones that was doing wheelies, and he's cracked his helmet open, and he was helicopter, you know, to the air, to the.
And you were young.
I was young, but I remember everything, and I was like, wow. So I've watched so much. You know, I've watched my stepdad, you know, talk down, you know, on me and told me certain things I didn't like, but that just made me go even harder because I'm gonna show you, you know, and that's what I did. So I have moments, but I think comedy has healed me. You know, I think heals me every day because, like I told you, it brings me joy. You know, it brings me joy. It brings me to be like, I remember when they told me I couldn't do it, you know, and it makes me happy. So yeah.
Good for you. God bless. You found it.
Yeah, I found that nothing from my past has hold me into a space where I got to be paralyzed in it. You know, some people just be paralyzed, not physically but mentally, can't move. Like I ain't get that. I ain't never been in that space. I've always moved.
Do you have a favorite like skit or moment, or like if somebody's just learning who you are right now, that this is the one that says this is the defining moment, comedy moment for you?
It's like all of them for me, but Sharon a bad girl.
Who is she?
Sharon is my aunt in real life.
Is her real name Sharon?
No, but it's like every Jamaican auntie you gotta have a Sharon. You have to have a Look of Dwight. You have to have a Nadine. You have to have, you know.
You don't have a Neville?
Like
you should add a Neville.
Yeah, a Neville. You know, so I think for Sharon it was just only right to come up with. And my aunt used to be Sharon all the time. She would do fish and scone fish and talk about everybody in the neighborhood, and my grandparents was the same way, and this, so it was like Sharon's everybody in one. She's the aunt that gossips in the neighborhood, talk about everybody, what they have on, and the news today. So I was like, let me just take the little bits and pieces of how I grew up and put them all in one thing, you know.
She's the one.
Yeah.
Did me see why them find it? I use it too. Easy access. Easy access. But you look disgusting.
Do you have any mentors in the comedy space, or people that have, or idols, or people that you know?
Brisha Webb. I talked to Brisha Webb because she has done like one-woman shows and stand-up, so she has encouraged me in that space. Charlemagne don't do no comedy, but he funny.
Yeah, he is
donkey of the
funny.
day. So he, you know,
He's been a good friend to you, huh?
He's been a great friend to me, a really good friend to me. Charlamagne goes hard.
People don't know the other side of him.
Okay.
I mean, I think, you know, he first of all, he has changed very much over the years. When he
Yeah.
first started, he was very different,
Yeah.
and he has grown so much. But
Yeah.
there's also like, I only got to know him when I started working at iHeart, and then.
Okay.
But he like welcomed me. He'll send me a message out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just checking on you, Angie. You know, like
Yeah.
he's just.
Yeah, he's that one.
He's that. Yeah, he's very sweet to me that way.
You know, and like I said, Little Duval, and you know, me and Tiffany Haddish would speak time to time. I check up on her, and Gina, Tisha Campbell. You know, like I love her. She's always encouraging me to keep going. Nick Cannon. People don't give Nick his flowers at all. Nick has put a lot of comedians on. He has made a big platform to put comedians on a show that is worldwide right now. You know, Kevin Hart, Katt Williams, D. Ray Davis, you know, the list goes on. And myself, now Pretty V, now DC Young Fly, now B. Simone, now Just Hilarious, now Chico Bean, Carlos Miller. Like, he has set up this platform for us to win. And even for artists, a lot of people don't talk about that man. But I'm gonna talk about him because he has definitely helped me, you know, in many ways. Like, his number is always on go. I'm always calling him. I'm always checking up on him. I'm always making sure I'm sending him devotions too. Like, you know, like that's my thing. I'm sending you devotions to read. So I'm like, he has literally like opened that door. He never gave up. Even when I thought I was going home, he's like, nah, you're here for a reason. You know, always thinking of me for tours. So yeah, he's special.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely here for a reason.
Thank you.
Maybe that's the last thing. In real life, what is your purpose?
Healing people with my comedy and with my heart. You know, I think that's my purpose. Speaking life and, you know, making the world laugh, because it's healing both ways, you know. So my purpose is bigger than me, and I think I am on the way to conquering what I need, but the most importantly is healing the people with my gift. I think people ask God, where's my gift? What do I do? What's my purpose? But we don't understand that it's already in us. We have to activate what he already gave us. So I'm going to activate me speaking life, continue to do that, and me making the world laugh. Can't go better than that.
No, you cannot. Pretty V, everybody. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and check out all of the other episodes we have on Angie Martinez IRL podcast.